I was watching Jesus Christ last night.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I was watching VideoGameDunky last night.
It all makes sense now.
And this new video about Pokémon Legends Arceus. Arceus? Anyway, about a minute into the video, he mentioned how most of the previous Pokemon video games have been very similar to one another.
Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White, Black 2, White 2, X, Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, Sword, Shield, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. That is a lot of Pokemon games. But if we're actually being real, that is one video game.
Everything from Red to Sword and Shield all essentially had the same format. It's one of those series that has lived on for generations, but hasn't really adapted or changed much over time. Sure, there have been some improvements, new mechanics in Pokemon, some different gameplay elements, but as Dunky said in his very serious review, the formula had not really been changed since the initial games. Now I was thinking about this concept, and also the Nintendo Direct from the other day, and something that came to mind was Kirby. Kirby. And honestly, I think Kirby falls into a very similar spot to Pokemon in this conversation. Now obviously there have been some differences over the years. I'm not saying that isn't the case. The spin-offs specifically, stuff like Epic Yarn, even Kirby's Pinball from back in the day. But when we're talking about the mainline Kirby titles, what do we have in common here? Well, all of those games have been essentially really easy and simple 2D platformers. Now obviously being easy cannot be a knock against a game like this. I mean, like, look at this guy. Do you expect hardcore streamers and gamers to be playing this stuff? But it is a fact that the Kirby series has been notoriously easy throughout its time. This is especially true in recent years, with a great example being Star Allies. The game takes only around 5 hours to beat, and it offers very little challenge if you have hands. So, you have a series that offers very little challenge and has a formula that hasn't changed much over time. Wait, how has the series stayed alive for 30 years? It's not the best formula for keeping the games fresh over time. Most mainline Kirby games are very similar, and they're either for mindless fun, children, and if played alone, I don't think anyone takes these games seriously. Like, I'll be sitting down, eating pizza, drinking Coke Battle Bun style, on a phone call with my boyfriend while also blindfolded, and I'd still be able to beat these games. In all seriousness, the point is these games aren't fresh anymore, and it was time for the formula to be changed up. You know what series has been great at changing things up? Mario. 3D Mario. Think about the different ways they've changed simple gameplay mechanics over time. The simple first game in Mario 64, the flood mechanics in Sunshine, the space mechanics in Galaxy 1 and 2. The capture abilities in Odyssey. 3D Mario is one of Nintendo's most prized franchises, so obviously it gets the most attention in that aspect. But imagine if the creative energy that went into those games went into Kirby. And no, throwing hearts at enemies does not count as creative energy. That was what I was thinking going into the last Nintendo Direct, when a 3D Kirby game was finally announced. Kirby. Now this was changing the formula. The landscape looked amazing. It was a whole new take for the Kirby series and allowed for so many different possibilities of what the game could be like. Sure, Kirby in the Forgotten Land is like the lamest possible name, but it was fresh, something that the Kirby franchise had been needing for over 30 years. The first trailer didn't do much justice to what the new gameplay would be like, but the trailer accompanying the last Nintendo Direct really showed what this game was about.
Odyssey 2. Odyssey 2.
The hell happened to Cappy? Kirby eating cards is both incredibly amazing and the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. It's very similar to Mario Odyssey's capture abilities, sure, but it looks weirder. If anything, going forward, this is a huge step for the Kirby series. We still don't have a ton of new information on the new 3D Kirby game, and it still could be an incredibly linear platformer with very simple level design for all we know, but the formula has been changed. That was the hardest mold for them to get out of, And perhaps now they'll be more willing to expand that mold and take new creative ideas until the series is finally fresh again and looked forward to by people all over the world.